drizzle to start the day. A wet start to the day in Nova Scotia. Temperatures will gradually climb throughout the day, but a pretty damp, dreary day for your Wednesday. Back to Maria and Jay.
Thank you, Elise. Well, over the years here at work, there's always been some quiet chatter among staff about an ATV museum.
Over cameraman Paul Creelman's 35.
A wet start to the day in Nova Scotia. Temperatures will gradually climb throughout the day, but a pretty damp, dreary day for your Wednesday. Back to Maria and Jay.
Thank you, Elise. Well, over the years here at work, there's always been some quiet chatter among staff about an ATV museum.
Over cameraman Paul Creelman's 35 years on the job. He's been collecting TV gear given to him by our colleagues. But many of us, like you, haven't seen the goods until now.
Basically, it's one room, and it's a collection of TV equipment that I've gathered probably in the last 30 or 40 years, mostly from ATV in Halifax. This is before my time. A film splicer and a reel-to-reel audio recorder. This guy's a 1988 Ikegami studio camera that ATV got after use at the Calgary Olympics. We had to take it apart and reassemble it once we got the pedestal through the door. And I'll be honest, it hasn't been the same. This was the first thing I picked up. It's basically a slide projector used in what they call a telecine chain. And it was sitting on the loading dock at work, and it was destined for the scrap heap when I rescued it. This was used in the early 60s at CJCH TV. You might remember the slide, "Please stand by." Well, that came from this. This is what's referred to as a porta-pack. A camera, a recorder. This is a Sony 110. There's also a 50, which was much smaller, but this is the heavy stuff. And a couple of units if you needed to plug in. The porta-pack wasn't very portable. Step in the right direction, but still a lot of gear to carry. So I've been told, don't bring anything else to the museum. I try, but Pat's leaving at the end of the month. He finds this little lens gem in his locker. And Jeff from engineering says to me, "I think I got something for the museum." He says that a lot. But look at this, it's off a bus. Ah, yes, the 3/4 inch recorder. We use these guys for recording and editing news stories and also commercials. Come a long way from film in the 70s and then eventually into beta tapes, and now we use these little SD cards. That 5 is from the Live at 5 sign that was in the old studio. Tripods are still called sticks, originally made of wood. A spiffy ATV jacket used on the bowling show Candlepin Challenge. The museum is a way to preserve the past. The camera has been an eye on history. My hope is that this little assortment of memorabilia, gear, and knickknacks will always have a home.
Warms my heart. I love that story. Thank you, Wog.
And we
Thank
love
you
him.
so much.
She calls him Wog. We call him Woggy around here. And well, I've always heard about it. We've been good friends for years. I haven't seen it until now, just like the rest of you.
What a treat. And thanks for doing it. You're saving some history there. Our news continues now with Heather Butts.
Thank you, Jason. And Maria Steve is off